Alright, folks, we've got a breaking story going on here. I'm trying to put this out as soon as possible. So what has happened is the United States launched a drone strike on an airport in Baghdad in Iraq, and it ended up killing one of basically the most revered military commander in Iran. So this is absolutely insane. Here's the statement from the Department of Defense. It's a statement by the Department of Defense. At the direction of the President, the U.S. military has taken decisive defensive action to protect U.S. personnel abroad by killing Qassem Soleimani, the head of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps Quds Force, a U.S.-designated foreign terrorist organization. General Soleimani was actively developing plans to attack American diplomats and service members in Iraq and throughout the region. General Soleimani and his Quds Force were responsible for the deaths of hundreds of American and coalition service members, and throughout the region, deaths of hundreds of American and coalition services, and the wounding of thousands more. He had orchestrated attacks on coalition bases in Iraq over the last several months, including the attack on December 27th, culminating in the death and wounding of additional American and Iraqi personnel. General Soleimani was also approved the attacks on the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad that took place this week. Here's the weird quote. It says, "This strike was aimed at deterring future Iranian attack plans. The United States will continue to take all necessary action to protect our people and our interests wherever they are around the world." Now, it's that final bit that is the most insane, because the idea that this is going to deter any further action from the Iranians or Iran is complete insanity. So you're talking about, like a top commander, the most revered military guy. He's looked at as a hero amongst the Iranian people, okay, is what he is. And Donald Trump, weirdly tweets out a picture of an American flag, and the resolution isn't even high quality. I mean, for Pete's sake, I don't know why it's so low quality, but it's so weird. Almost like I'm in a movie, dude. Like, it's like this fake world that's not even real. I mean, this guy really just sent out a picture of an American flag after this happened. Now, it says Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei says Qassem Soleimani's killing will double the motivation of resistance against the U.S. and Israel. Harsh revenge awaits criminals, quote, criminals who killed Qassem Soleimani. Now, there were already tensions brewing, in Iraq. You guys saw them trying to ram down the embassy door, and it's because there were other airstrikes done. Or strikes. I think there were airstrikes, although they could have been drone strikes as well, I'm not sure. But there were strikes that were done, and so that's what kind of set that off. What's going on now is we're talking about a serious, is it World War III like? I don't know. But, the thing is that he had a lot of influence, obviously. Soleimani had a lot of influence, of course. And the thing is people are trying to draw parallels to OBL. Nowhere even close, because this guy was really a head of state, essentially. So it's a totally different ball game. And you're also talking about, in this scenario, a scenario in which if you're going to start a war with Iran, it's going to be Iraq 2.0, except it's going to be way, way worse. It's going to be like the war in Iraq, but it's going to be way, way worse, because you're talking about a country with 80 million people. Their military is bigger, obviously. Remember, the Iraqi military quit, right, once the Americans came in. And there's already been so much distrust that has been brewing ever since, the JCPOA failed, which is, the Iran deal had failed, which is, the U.S. basically pulling out of its own promises, despite the Iranians following the plan, letter to the letter. So, this is very, very worrisome. The idea that this is going to deter anything is hilariously stupid, as the comment from the DOD says. This is not going to deter anything. It's going to literally have the opposite effect. What we're going to see is even more, they're going to double down. We're going to see people are saying cyber attacks are going to happen. People in embassies are not safe, and, people's lives are at stake. U.S. personnel, that is, and, it may even be like assassinations, I guess. It's going to get really fucking ugly, dude. This is going to be horrible. And this escalation is really, really dangerous, and if it continues to go on, it could escalate even higher, which is something that we absolutely do not want, and we cannot have. This would be perpetual warfare. Imagine destabilizing Iran. You gotta understand, Iran, remember that time Iran was a victim of attack by ISIS? if Iran gets destabilized, you just gave ISIS the biggest gift they could possibly ask for. You gave al-Nusra and those groups a big old gift, because now they have a whole another destabilized country to spread their influence in. So this is a horrifyingly horrible decision, okay? Terrible, terrible decision. And we really do have a scary future awaiting us. But as more information comes, I will attempt to continue to update you on that information.